ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, yeah. That's right, break them off some. Yeah. Broadcasting live in the year of our relief of COVID. I guess we're relieving COVID.
Break them off some.
Yeah, I'm your host, Ice. And in the gunner seat, always, Spanky.
Hey, y'all.
Break them off some.
Man. Yeah.
On time and ready.
Oh, man, all primed up and ready to go. Firing solutions are on. Just want to real quick throw a shout out to the 3rd Infantry Division. They're just culminating in their Marn Week. Congratulations. Hope you guys had a fun time. We would have appreciated the invite, but, I guess that,
What is a Marn?
What is a Marn? It sounds like a pirate thing. Yarg, prepared to be marned. Yarg, ready to fight tonight. Marn. Yarg. I'm just kidding, you dog-faced soldiers. So today was the finishing up of Marn Week. So I want to throw out the shouts to the Marn troopers. Somebody wants some NCR assistance. Well, welcome to Sergeant's Time. This is of course, the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, where, of course, any assistance with AR 623-3, which covers evaluations, I'm more than happy to help. We're not talking about 2ID. Why we see everyone's like, what about 2ID? What? No, we're talking about 3rd ID. It has something to do with the story that we're going to be talking about in a minute. So I appreciate.
Oh, you're right. I do know what the Marn is now.
What?
When he said river in France.
I was talking about 2ID. No, I was talking about DMAX is like the 2IDs in their FTX, I think.
I don't care what they're doing.
We're not talking.
I did ask what the Marn.
Yeah, exactly. The Marn River. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't still get the whole Rock of the Marn thing. But okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look up some 3rd ID history. I was never there. So.
Oh man. So yeah, you're gonna have to read up some 3rd ID history. So at any rate, today was the culmination of Marn Week. And Marn Week, it's just almost like All American Week. It's almost like Phantom Week. It's almost like all the other what's the mountain
spring cleanup.
Spring cleanup. Yeah, it's almost a Mountain Week. Whatever weeks of different organizations have their Hoofest at. Then that's the whole freaking thing about is their week. So of course every unit has one, and it's always around the Memorial Day weekend or near the month of near the weeks of the Memorial Day weekend, so that way they can have time to reflect and all that. So it's pretty it's a pretty good thing. And Esprit de Corps unit runs, veterans from each of the organizations come out and shoot the shit, hang out with the newer kids, so that way, the younger kids today can call them boomers. The boomers can tell them, you little shits, and you're blah blah blah. Then they're good to go. And that's normally, again, if you've not been to any of these organizational weeks, it's pretty fun. A lot of history. Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Everyone's
might as well get it over with.
Everyone's might as well get it over. The All American Week. That is the week of weeks. That is the true weeks where the center of universe is that's how you know the expansion of the universe is when, All American Week happens. I think All American Week is gonna be rescheduled this week for the 82nd. This time around for the 82nd. But anyway, so the whole reason why I bring up Marn Week is because they're doing a lot of events. But one of the key events that I thought was really important to the whole event, it just kind of stuck with us. For a lot of you guys and gals that know, we have been lobbying with members of Congress, members of the veteran community, and pooling our resources within the U.S. Army, within the veteran community and military community to remember Alwyn Cash. So, hey, Richard, are you okay, man? Richard Lyda seems to have a problem with what we're saying. He's really is he mad because of that meme we posted about a Humvee in the road or something like that? Is he pissed off about that? Did you guys see that there's a bunch of drama going on? There's other people that we have upset. Of people that we thought we would never offend, we offended another group of people, but we'll talk about that later.
I've been staying offended people lately. So
You've
go
been
on.
staying. My apologies. At any rate, they recognized a portion of the of an area of their unit area for Alwyn Cash. And so what's going to happen is that they're setting up, because we all know that
The Marn Garden.
the Marn Garden,
I believe it was
yep,
renamed.
They are having, everybody knows that the Army is preparing to award Alwyn Cash's Medal of Honor once it finally gets to that. Right now, there's another individual who's going to be getting another Medal of Honor. But I just thought for Marn Week that I wanted to cover this right quick. Scattered around Army installations throughout the country, everyone knows that they have those reddish-brown the memorial signs labeled buildings that... hang on for a second. Let me see something right quick. Hang on. Let me see. Hang on. There we go. Oh. There we go. I just had to make sure I did some admin stuff right quick.
Oh, gotcha.
So, at any rate, scattered around Army installations throughout the country, reddish-brown memorial signs labeled obviously tell stories of their namesakes in distinct white text. Everybody knows that you have those little signs that tells you what the name of the installation is all about. So they typically have the honoree's highest decoration depicted at the top of the sign. So when you look at the sign at the newly renamed Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash Garden outside the 3rd ID headquarters on Fort Stewart, you realize something. It's blank, and you'll see why in a minute. It is, Major General Antonio Agudo said we have intentionally left that blank, quote unquote. The division commanding generals told the Army Times about the sign. He's like, the top spot remains vacant for the long-awaited Medal of Honor. So Cash is expected award loomed over Thursday's morning gathering to rename the installation's ceremonial garden for the Iraq war hero. The event, the 3rd Infantry Division's annual Marn Week, which celebration of the unit's World War I heritage, because of the Marne River and stuff like that. Cash, whose family was in attendance, died of wounds sustained in October 2005 when he pulled one by one 6 soldiers and an Iraqi interpreter out of his burning Bradley fighting vehicle near Samarra, Iraq. And despite suffering severe burns on nearly 3/4 of his body, Cash refused medical treatment until he knew that each of his boys, or what he called them, were evacuated and were okay. So for his actions, Cash was awarded the Silver Star, the military's 3rd highest award for valor in combat. So he was a platoon sergeant assigned to Alpha Company 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment at the time of the ambush. And so his sister, Casanal, delivered the remarks and reflected on what the event meant to the family. The 3rd ID is more important to us than anything, she said. Our fight is not over. We're one step closer. We're waiting on the Medal of Honor, and we know that will happen. So Congress passed legislation last year authorizing Cash to receive the nation's highest award for valor in November, but the Trump administration did not award, and the Biden administration has yet to officially contact Cash's family. And that's what she said during the ceremony. So she did say that she had no hard feelings about the Biden administration delay, referencing the upcoming ceremony of retired Korean War veteran Colonel Ralph Puckett, is going to take place tomorrow. So Colonel Puckett is 94 years old, quote, and this is what she said, and I don't want him to get his medal posthumously, is what she said. I'll give him that day, but if they call me Monday morning at 0700, I'm down for that. That's what she said. So leaders that serve with Cash, including his friends and the officers from his final Iraq deployment, will also express their hopes that their fallen colleague receives the nation's highest award. The division's senior enlisted leader, Command Sergeant Major Quentin Fenderson, gave an emotional speech during the sign's unveiling. Quote, we know he wouldn't want any of this. He believed that his acknowledgement that he needed to ensure that his boys were okay. So another contemporary of Cash was Command Sergeant Major Curtis Reed. Said his friend did what a leader is supposed to do, and it meant the world to see Cash honored. So that's pretty cool. Cash's company commander, Colonel Jimmy Hathaway, also spoke to the Army Times, and he said it's pretty special when the Army gets it right, and nobody forgot about Cash. It's keeping the memory alive of someone who was great. The Medal of Honor will be one more step to show what he was. He will continue to tell a story, whether he has the award or not, of him as that selfless person who put himself in harm's way for his boys. Lieutenant Colonel Leon Matthias, who was Cash's platoon leader that day, I should say, not platoon sergeant, spoke to the Army Times after the ceremony and reflected how the soldiers loved and hated him because he was hard on them. But he just cared, and they truly had their best interests at heart, and it would be great. It'd be a great day for the Army to see that Medal of Honor come to fruition. You're damn right. We're all excited. Everybody here.
I just want to hope it's still coming. I'm sure it will. It's just, nothing ever happens overnight. This is just taking way too long.
I'm kind of getting tired of that happens overnight shit too. Everyone's like, a lot of other things have happened overnight.
Years.
Yeah, it's been, and that's what I'm saying. It's been years. I know Kazanal wouldn't want me to drone off and go off on people. You know what I mean?
No, probably not. But
yeah, she would probably call me up and say, "Ice, what are you doing?" Shut up. I'd be like, "Yes, ma'am. I'm just. She understands where we're coming from as well." At any rate, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I can't wait. Like D-Max said, and Jacob said, it's going to be one of those more ceremonies to remember, because this is years. His son is in the Army.
Yes.
And so it's a big deal. It's an Army legend, man. I heard about a Cash's event, and I was like, it's almost like you just can't believe that even happened. You know what I mean? That there's no way that happened. But you read the account, and you read the story, and you're like, holy shit, man, that's just an incredible story. So that's what that. So congratulations to all you troopers, dog-faced soldiers on 3rd Infantry Division for Memorial Week, and of course we appreciate, and the Army appreciates you unveiling the garden. That was pretty cool. Now, so if I ever get a chance to go down there, I'm gonna go visit it and check it out, and take some pics and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. Very, very honorable for them to do it. So shout out to 3rd ID. So what else we talking about? Oh, wait. Oh, hey, somebody's been quiet. Okay, look. So today, so last couple days, and everyone talks about Facebook this and Facebook that. Facebook has allowed us to express some of our feelings to you in ways of ensuring that everyone in the chats has an event-free chat, and they can go ahead and not get harassed by individuals and not get trolled, because we've been receiving messages and DMs that there are people in our chats that have been getting harassed for making comments in there. So Facebook has graced us with a mute option to shut your freaking holes in the chats if you decide to be a bad attendee. How about that? Isn't that cool?
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. You mute people left and right.
I saw your face. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna start muting people now.
Your name's Kyle.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing this to be malicious. It's just the fact that there's individuals that want to keep harassing other people, and this won't stop. It won't stop, and there's detracting from the show, and it's just like mute kick. Exactly that, Pip. You got it. It's like a mute kick. It's like the old chats that we used to have when people didn't realize, hey, how come I can't respond for the next hour? Because this guy's really pissing me off on the mic, and I want to say something so bad. Why doesn't my chat work? Well, we can now not make it work.
We would probably rarely use that. I mean, you can harass me.
Well, no,
all you want.
No, we just had
like,
no. So
if you're gonna go in and be inappropriate to another listener.
Yeah.
Then.
We just tested it out just right now on somebody. So they're probably screaming, either they're really crushing on their phone right now, pushing their thumb on that freaking face pad, or hitting their keyboards pretty hard. That they didn't get their how come I can't respond to this guy? He's blah 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 blah. So. You could just take a wild guess who just by looking at the chats. Anyways, so
I want to play with it. Okay.
Do you want to play exactly that? So I showed the staff about it, and they were laughing at it, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what? Micromanaging? That's not micromanagement. It's not a big deal. No, it's just that there's individuals it's just fun. It's just fun. I don't
like your name. I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm just kind of playing. It's like playing with it. It's just kind of cool. I find it quite amusing. Again, that this and again, this is just a test feature. I was like, I wonder if this works. And it's Arnold Schwarzenegger said on Total Recall. Unfortunately, you just got tested it out today. So sorry to the he got tested. Somebody got tested today. So. Congratulations to the lucky person who just got muted.
I just figured out how to do it.
You just figured. Okay, cool. Yeah. So again, everyone's like, do it. So again, we appreciate we appreciate your attention to allowing us to test. Oh man, this is fun. What's that? Just tell them that you're the HMSIC. I'm just like, oh man, I'm just serving.
Giggling.
I know. I got the giggles too. I do got the. No, it was not you, Heath. You'd be you would not. Let's put this at you would not see yourself in the chat, if that were the case. That's what I'm saying. So, but anyways, what was the next one? The next topic we were going to talk about was a pretty big deal to you, Spanky. You had You said, look at this shit, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's about the new ponytail policy.
Oh, what Sergeant Major of the Army had to actually put out?
He actually put the shit out. I'm just thinking, what?
Let me pull up my receipts real quick.
God damn it, what the hell, Bobby?
Oh, my goodness.
What is?
This has been like 3 or 4 days since I thought about this. So I got to get back to thinking about it.
Holy carne asada.
Well, the Army just switched and like, oh, here's some ponytails.
Right.
You're allowed to. So this is exactly what, excuse me, Sergeant Major of the Army.
What, Sergeant Major of the Army what?
On another note.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a quote from him. On another note, something concerning I've heard about is people touching women's ponytails. That's harassment. Leaders, we're not going to tolerate it. Excuse me. And then he put like cut and paste from the red where physical contact. Wanted touching is the big part right there.
Right.
Don't go be touching nobody's ponytails. Don't flick it. Don't touch it. Don't, just don't. Because if it was me and someone comes up from behind me and touches my,
it tugs. Yeah, right. I was about to say that's a little.
I'm like,
that's some creep. Yeah, exactly that, Corey. That is some creepy ass shit. That's some like somebody coming by and tugging. Don't touch people. Exactly, Scott, and their hair. Exactly that, dude. Now, people said,
and it just like
people said that.
I think that made me mad about it is like the Sergeant Major of the Army had to put this out.
Right.
Like he had to tell you not to touch someone.
Right, exactly. Everybody's like, no, I like how everyone says, oh, that's bullshit. That really didn't happen. So of course, receipts. We always provide the receipts. And I'll be honest with you, there are some individuals out there. We even had to put it out saying specifically that don't. Let me put it in big caps here. On another note, something that I heard about is people touching other people's. No shit, people are walking by and just going yoink. Hey, I want to see some TikToks I want to see some TikToks of women just turning around and slapping the fuck out of somebody. I want to see.
There's never a camera.
Exactly
when
that.
it's really needed.
Really, exactly. I want to see a woman soldier pull sports on somebody's ass for pulling on their ponytail. Just like we'll put.
I mean, I thought we quit doing that like in kindergarten. I thought, because everybody wants to like grab the pigtails from the person that's sitting in front of you.
Yeah,
And,
exactly
like,
that,
we
Gary.
learn it then.
Right, exactly
the
that.
The same rules apply.
Yeah, exactly that, Corey. Exactly that, Gary. I want to see someone get. I want to see some of that. I want exactly that, Corey. I want to see somebody make a meme, please. Make a meme of somebody getting twisted teed.
For the meme.
Please. We're feeling froggy. We want to see some people. Yeah. D-Max says that would end bad. They will set up an EO. What are you talking about, D-Max? Corey, that's right, Corey. I got a perfect. Exactly that, Corey. Who could we find?
Who do we know?
Who do we know with a specific Molyneux twisted tea on the talks that can assist us, brothers and sisters, on having this elaborate vignette and having this elaborate display of performative art of an example of what a woman should do when a ponytail gets tugged on their body. There you go. There's a okay, there you go. Well, there you go, Corey. We'll be more than happy to post that shit too, man. Just go ahead and make sure you send it to, send it to the gals. You know who to send it to.
Yeah. You know how to tag me on the TikTok.
You know how to, we are all about the talks. You should get Amuse involved in it too. So this is straight up. That'll be awesome stuff. Can't wait. So again, the tea breaker engaged. Don, want to touch my DD214? No, thank you. We have plenty of DD214s to go around. So thank you, Brent. Well, thank you, Drive Through. Yes. We appreciate it. Now Margie says don't threaten me with a good time, so I think she's ready for the twisted tea as well to lambast. So
no, like she asked, like what if I make them touch my ponytail? And I said, well, that kind of takes out the unwanted touching part of the reg.
Yeah, it's got to be
unsolicited, unwanted. If you say, hey.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what do we? I'm not. Who is Corey? I'm not seeing that user's chats. Oh no, that individual did not get muted. Understand that U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio broadcasts on different platforms, and a lot of it is. We've got a lot of platforms. We got a lot of chats too. So
right, I'm following different.
So we're following different chats. So for instance, right now. If you're listening on the TuneIn app, you're listening to that chat. If you're on Twitch, you're seeing that chat. If you're on YouTube, you can see that chat. If you're on the Twitters and Periscope or YouTube or what was it called, Twitter Media Studio or Twitter Media, whatever it's called, there's that chat or the whatever. And then if you got WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page chats as well, that's a lot of chats.
And I try to keep up with all of y'all. I really, really do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, except for y'all on YouTube tonight. It's bogging my computer down tonight. So
yeah,
if you're in the YouTube chat, I am ignoring you.
Yeah, I can see the YouTube chat. So when you ask that question,
good. Someone's watching it.
Yeah. And if you're on Mixer, you're not listening because Mixer is no longer in play anymore. Mixer's been deactivated. So anyways, going back to the point. So there have been reports, and there have been little small incidences here of individuals tugging on women's ponytails ever since the new policy came out. I think it's pretty cool. The battle braids are what happened?
If they came up behind me, I'd stab someone.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see the twisted tea. So
I'm gonna have to start carrying one of those in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. If you're on Facebook, you're either seeing the page you're viewing, so they would be on the other page, Facebook stuff, and saying no. I'm just saying that we have the power, Scott, to see all the chats. Here we go, straight up. So, my point being is that we see everything. I want to see them. I want to see them receive. I want to see that video, Corey. I want to see that TikTok tea, the TikTok twisted tea of what happens when you mess with a ponytail. And you should get a Musival. Hit her up and see what she says. But anyways, offended. Yeah, stop. Everyone's like, I'm offended. So at any rate, so that's the deal with that.
Don't touch people's hair.
Don't touch people's ponytails.
Bottom line, don't touch anybody unless they want you to touch them.
Right, exactly.
Please.
Yeah, I mean,
Ponytails,
yeah,
hair,
exactly, dude. I mean,
anything.
yeah. There's a lot of ways you could be convinced. Carry around your emergency tea. Exactly that. Recruiter Times. Speaking of Recruiter Times, well, you might as well just if you guys follow Recruiter Times on the Facebooks. You will know that we have been watching an individual on the on a meme page. I don't know. I can't find it. What meme page that was? But apparently there was an individual, and here's a story. Oh, I almost sound like a damn. It almost sounded like I was gonna do the Brady Bunch song. Here's a story. Exactly. Here's a story. Oh man. Can we call him a lady? Anyways, this dude got upset and confronted individuals at a place that's called Lake of the Ozarks Lounge. Okay. Funny as hell, right? This guy got the ass and demanded that a cat card or a card looked a specific way. And if you guys don't know the story about it, it was a story on Task and Purpose, and it was funny as freaking hell because this dude, I got his pickup today. I'm just calling people out. Fuck it, just do this right here. What's this guy's name again? Who got this guy's name? Can't remember his name. But his name fits his personality, I guess you'd say. Oh my God! Now I feel bad for not even letting them look at it. But so anyways, this dude here got mad. Had individuals get checked. Let me see your ID. Everybody knows you get card. Everybody knows that your cat card and specific ID cards have different labelings to them and different, how they look. So this guy at Lake of the Ozarks Lounge, which is a place that has music and play. Have you ever been there? I've been there. I've been there too. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you spent any time during the summer at Fort Leonard Wood, you have to go on down to Lake of the Ozarks.
Exactly. Yeah,
Cove time.
Recent travels there. I mean, don't get me wrong. The people and the places. That's not a bad place at all to hang out. I mean, I have no issues when I was there. However, I have friends that are part of the that are members of the 82nd Airborne Division and the 75th Ranger Regiment that want to go to this establishment, and they would like to have a talk with this individual. And they all want to show up with cat cards that are like in the same condition that he tore up theirs. You know what I mean? I just think I was like, dude, because I was there. I just recently, and not I was in that area, but not that specific spot. But apparently, this dude just refuses to give up the ID card, and so some of our friends over at Barstool Sports wrote an article and saying that, hey, look, I know everyone's thinking this is a typical Cardinals fan. While it's true, it's not fair to please stop that. This has got to be outside of Fort Leonard Wood, which is an Army training post. Osage, Missouri, if you guys know where it's at. It's like pretty, I don't know, it's like not that far away from this place.
It's not that far.
So
it's a little bit of a longer drive than you would think.
Right.
The roads, but yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in Kansas City, and so it was a little bit closer to Kansas City to then, you know what I mean? So that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, I was a passenger, so. So dealing with junior troops, for everybody who's brand new in the military, you got to know what you have. You got to deal with whatever. You got individuals that show up to the bar and you're like, oh, great, whatever. This guy hasn't done whatever. So this right here, this guy,
his face in this picture just like
this guy here, acting as the bartender, and this is what Barstool Sports said. That being said, this is not how you do it. Obviously, we can't see the ID, so we don't know if it's real or fake. But judging by the faces in the videos, those are new troops. And if the bartender really did rip it, and this video is going to say their ass. Junior troops know that losing their ID is a big old no-no, and you will get fucked if you lose it. So thankfully, they have the video to prove it, and there's a lot of video. in this. So to the bartender, who is the pure version of valor adjacent bragging that anyone's ever seen, how's about I call my friend Ricky, who was in the Battle of the Bulge during Vietnam, and ask him if these are real IDs?
I'm gonna call my granddad.
I'm gonna call my granddad. He didn't fight the Nazis in Korea for you punks to waste his time by faking military IDs and enjoy your transfusion at my bar. And yes, lady, you do look young. I work my dick off, you know. Oh man, it's a big fucking deal, right? So normally when you've gone through, I have. I've been in situations where my ID has been called into question, or my, I guess you would say, that, hey, I don't think your ID is real. Then there you go. Then they just tell you to leave. Like, get the fuck out of here, right?
Right. I mean, they have the right to refuse service to anybody.
Right. Exactly.
They can just say, sorry.
So everyone's like, ICE, are you going to cover this? And I'm like, oh hell yeah, we'll cover this. We're more than happy to cover this.
And then, I've heard, and then people are commenting about it too, that he wouldn't even work there. He was just like in the band.
Yeah, he was just in the band, right?
And now he's not in the band.
And now he's not in the band. If you guys haven't seen Yelp, now of course we are not saying don't go to this place. We're not, because everyone's gonna be like, oh, see, you guys are talking shit, and you guys are like saying to close this business down. I think serving at the bar. Isn't serving at the bar in some states, if you're not employed there, it's kind of fucking illegal, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I know in Texas you have to have it's a TABC license to serve.
Right. So again, you what? You can't freaking.
But this is like as Ozarks, Missouri. They probably don't have laws.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It's not even a Carl. He's a wannabe Carl.
I've been to a lot of bars and things around there, and
Yeah, hang on. Let me mess with this. Everyone's like, "Oh, I can't see the screen. I'm sorry. My bad. My apologies." I'm here. I am laughing at all the memes and shit. It's just like, so hang on. So the memes have been rocking it. As a matter of fact, you know how memes only have a specific lifespan in social media, but these are, I like meme gold. These are the memes. These are the DOG. These are the DOGE memes of stocks. This is freaking hilarious. This one, right? Military's most hated man since Osama.
Yes, and my DMs are always open for memes. I accept unsolicited memes.
Right.
All the time. Send them.
Yes, please send us the memes.
Well, I guess they're not unsolicited anymore. I just solicited it.
Yeah, exactly.
The word solicited it.
Solicited. Yeah, exactly. Did he fail out of Ranger School or something? No, he didn't. He didn't join up at all. So now we're just here meme sharing. Just meme sharing here, showing you. We're sprinkling the amount of memeage to you guys. Now again, Lake of the Ozarks Lounge. I don't know if they've released any statements yet. They did say that they apologized, but they immediately deleted their stuff. So I think right now, if you really want to make it up to the military at this point, and also not get put on the off limits list. This right now, so the streets are saying in the military circles around the FLW world. Someone just told me FLW. I'm like, what the hell is that? Fort Leonard Wood. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Right? You had to have
like,
been there at least once.
Yeah, exactly. So they're thinking about putting this place off limits if there's not a discussion about it. Which this place right here, didn't it just opened up, right? Didn't it just open up? It's got renovated or something like that. But yeah, everyone's like freaking, no man, this is gonna be put off limits. If talk is of course the discussion, and that happens, then hey, feel sorry for the place. Free beer.
I'm really wondering, is Fort Leonard Wood really thinking about putting this place off limits just for that? Because here in Hood, we have a handful of places that are off limits.
Right.
And it isn't just one shooting there that one time. It's fine.
No, yeah, there has to be, yeah, exactly. There has to be a record and a pretty long trail of.
Yeah, because I don't think that's fair necessarily to put a business, excuse me, off limits just for this one incident.
Right.
You know, so I think, yeah, that's going a little far. I mean, all these soldiers can choose not to go there.
Right.
Because of this, and that's fine.
Well, so I'm saying I had some of my friends in the 75th Ranger Regiment and the 82nd and you know, and USASOC were like, we need to go over there with some bad cat cards and see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Sending bar
let me bring one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. They don't let women in the military. What are you talking about?
Get the hell out of here. Where's your ponytail? I heard that women can wear ponytails in the military now. Is that true? Oh my God. Last time I was in El Paso, they had a cop at the door with a flak jacket on. I don't doubt it. We got a meme up here from Recruiter Times. I like this one too. This one's a funny meme. When you tell the recruiter you need 5 months to study for the ASVAB, and then 5 months turn into 1 year, and then 1 year turns into 25 years, and then all of a sudden you're the guy who almost joined, but. That sounds like a new.
Those guys.
I need to do that real Vets of Genius skit. Freaking. I mean, it's just.
I
like,
met a recruiter once.
Yeah. Exactly.
I walked by.
Right?
Yeah, I almost joined.
You almost joined too. I almost joined too. I almost joined again. They said, "Ice, get out of here. We know who you are." Damn. Needless to say, those recruiter faces like lit up pretty good.
Oh man,
it was freaking hilarious.
And one other thing, it's not like these are like, you know, AIT students or whatever at Leonard going down the Lake of the Ozarks, because, you know, it's not like they can just hop in an Uber and get there.
Right.
So these have to be like, you know, people that are stationed there, or they're like long-term type schools, you know, not IET type students. I guess I shouldn't say AIT, IET students.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would work that way, but, you know, it's without knowing the details and stuff like that, then it would be, you know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things where you wouldn't know without the. I mean, I reached out. I said, hey, anybody know who these kids are? And I got like blocked. Just like the recruiter's office. As soon as they see me walking in, I do there are areas in recruiting, and the next recruiting station that I'm going to go into say, hey, I want to come back in the Army. I want them to put me on blast. I want them to like put me on their social media and say, hey, ICE is trying to join back the Army again. Do you think they take me back as a sergeant major and see what happens? I would beat, man.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. Sergeant major of the Army would be like, oh, hell no. He'd be like, no way. No way. I mean, of course, these are just, you know, jokes and shit like that. But anyways. Yeah, this one time at the recruiter office, and he's a Cardinals fan, so there is that, exactly that. So, you know, did we even get the deets of because we got, didn't we get names or something like that of this dude or something like that? Didn't we get
I think I've seen it.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
I can barely remember my own name.
Somebody was like asking me.
What was it again?
Yeah.
That mom brain comes in.
Yeah, exactly. So, somebody just sent me a link. It's open. Oh no, it's not. It's not open. It's just Loto Live. It's a local business, I guess. So I guess his name was Josh Whitecamp. There you go. There you go.
It's got to be a Josh.
That's got to be a Josh. Ken's and Kyle's are cleared from this incident. This is fucking hilarious, man. Thank you so much for that DM. I appreciate it. Man, the fans are like really active on this one.
Right?
They're like, oh, I know who this is. Oh man, thank you guys so much for the reaction. That's pretty cool. Josh Whitecamp's the guy's name. Again, we are not trying to put this business out of off limits or just we're just shit talking this guy. And I'm pretty sure the business is pretty embarrassed to have had this guy. I guess he was not even in the band. Like I said, he was in the band or some shit like that. And those are the deets.
And he's not in the band anymore, is what I heard.
Oh, so that's what the streets are saying. He's no longer in the band.
The band even said, "Fuck it."
The band said, "You're done." Okay.
Cat Card Carl.
Cat Card Carl. I like that one too.
His new name.
His new name, Cat Card Cow. Oh god, that's freaking hilarious. Dead. So fucking dead. At any rate, yeah. So I just want a real quick disclaimer. So I don't want the freaking the place to show up and say you better. Trying to put us out. No, we're not trying to put you out of business. We're just like, hey, look, this guy got. And again, I'm pretty sure that the fucking, they probably dealt with it themselves, and like you said, the band kicked him out. So there's nothing wrong with this. This story has a happy ending. How about that? He's no longer affiliated with this place.
Sometimes they need one.
Sometimes they need. Yeah.
We have to give some feel good stories with happy endings.
Right. Exactly. We have to provide. We're family entertainment. We have to provide that family entertainment for you, the veteran family and the veteran community, active duty military and retired reserve National Guard community. We have to make sure that this has a happy ending for you guys. So yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's freaking hilarious. I couldn't even imagine. This is just best memes ever. So at any rate, Cat Card Carl.
I know, I'm still laughing.
Cat Carl. Who was in the band? Let's get him on the show. I don't know, man. Do you think that'd be a good idea? Do we reach out to them and say to kind of like, what that would be?
Let me find out what the band is.
Let's find out who that. As a matter of fact, yeah. Let's get the front desk. Yeah, good idea.
Soccer skills on it.
Yeah, good idea, Carl. Good idea, Carl.
Speaking of bands, hi Daniel.
Hey Daniel, what's up, man? No, you're right though. That's a good point. Cause that really, you should do it like that. And I hope they're listening right now because they're probably getting tagged and everybody, because I know everybody in that little area, in that little clique, once they see pictures up on memes or something like that, and they do follow the page, some of the fans or the people that attend that go to Lodo Lounge are probably going to be like, oh my God, they're talking about WT once. They're pretty sure. So we have this message for, I think to make amends, and it's just me, they should do a live stream or do a stream like all the other bands that have provided their music to us. And let them, we'll put it on WTF Nation Radio. We'll let you, have the band. See how
we'll let the listeners decide.
We'll let the listeners. As a matter of fact, not only will we let the listeners decide, but we'll make sure that just as long as Josh doesn't show up. Oh man, it's a shrine now. It's a shrine now for all who desire the fruits of Fort Leonard Wood. Yeah, what unit is that? Leavenworth. There's mostly like it's a disciplinary barracks, some of the MP units. The Command General Staff College. It's a school actually. It's more of a school of environment for Fort Leavenworth, aside from the prison and the MP units, and of course the admin units that are there. Yeah, exactly that cause. Hope they don't suck. No, we shouldn't say that. But I definitely think it would be like a olive branch to the veteran community since they got blasted all over. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing.
It is. Like I said, I will do some digging and see if I can find out what the band is and have a listen.
We will be better people. How about that? How about that? Yeah, we can.
Stop trying to make me a better person.
We're trying to be better people.
Okay.
Because I'm good enough, and you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like us.
Yes, they do. Let me get my look at. I just turned to look in my mirror and say that to myself.
Exactly. That would be a good idea. Hey, first, if you show up with your cat card at this place, here I'll even help you with some new business stuff. First 2 rounds are on us. There you go. You get a wristband, and you have 2 wristbands, and you show up with a wristband, and then I'll even help you do the concept. Just give 2 wristbands to every CAC holder or retired veteran ID card holder. Give them 2 wristbands, and then they go inside, and then they go to the bar, get any drink with 1 wristband, and then drink up, and then get another round with that 2, and then that's it. There you go. That's an easy business model. I help you out. We are here to assist, facilitate, to bridge that civil military divide that Josh appears to have created. Look at Josh, man. Cat Carl. I lost my cat Carl. Oh man, we're gonna take a break right quick. Refill your glasses. Go hit the head, the latrine. Someone said I need more inclusive to the veteran community because I kind of said something about, hey, you need to post Army shit, and someone brought a good point up that I don't, that I didn't, you know what I mean? That I need to be more Army-ish, more inclusive to the veteran community. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do both.
Yeah, well, exactly. So.
And the places, real quick, it's because I know we said it differently. It is near Fort Leonard Wood at Lake of the Ozarks, not Leavenworth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know we're talking too fast for you, man. So
Yeah.
we'll be right back. Everyone get some shots and refill your glass. Go hit the head latrine. We'll be right back. Stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. Boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day another night, I'm all alone. Tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 2 of Sergeant's Time. Yeah. Run the jewels, son. Talking about some more stuff here. A lot of things that kind of like polarize the military news / congressional government leader news. Can't believe that this even has to be said. But you ever notice that? Can I get political again?
Just a little bit.
Okay, I know I have rules. I know you give me rules and lists about politics and stuff like that.
Well, you leave that on Mondays.
Yeah.
We can have a little bit.
So there's a new video that's out. The Army's released a new campaign video, a new video of different individuals and different soldiers that have had diverse backgrounds and upbringings, and telling their stories about their service and why they've served in the Army. I just really want to quick say that these are real soldiers, not something made up, not a fake video, not a persona, not somebody they just put on there just for fake gear and stuff like. These are actual real soldiers serving in our U.S. Army currently that have actually been highlighted, and it's kind of like one of those. It's literally they're in your formation. Every single one of these troops that was highlighted in this new campaign was literally are literally in your formation right now. You can talk about all you want and say that these commercials are this and commercials are that. One of the things that really kind of pissed me off about actually no, it didn't kind of, it really did piss me off, is when we had individuals that are currently sitting in Congress that are shit talking these campaigns. Look, we can all talk about this. We can all talk about the how the Army recruiting campaign is and all that, and it's not very good. We talked. Me and Spanky talked about it a little bit too. But there's been a video being passed around, and it's been posted on social media, and it is a Russian recruitment video, and it looks like it looks like a freaking Halo. If you ever played the video game, look up Halo ODST, which stands for Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. If you're a gamer, you know what that means. But and it has a commercial, and it's all this and all that. Well, Ivan, that was in 2009. Ivan. For those that's a boomer nickname. That's for the Ruskies, the Russians. They made a
back during the Cold War.
Back during the the Cold War back in the WWNAM. They made that to kind of like you could tell it's geared to games. So everyone's freaking out. Everyone's talking about how see now look this video and all that. Well, what I didn't expect was a sitting member of Congress, representative from Texas.
Sometimes I'm ashamed of him.
Ted Cruz decides to highlight that. Now, look, you could decide and talk about how our recruiting efforts need work and all that stuff as a member of Congress, because Congress pays the money. They're the ones that pay the bills for a lot of the activities that we do in the military when it comes to recruitment, when it comes to influence, when it comes to budget and all that stuff. So they kind of have a stake in it. But what pissed me off was when the video that's going around is they focused the Russian version, and then they immediately changed it to this one soldier being highlighted. Which, look, Ivan didn't do this video like yesterday. It wasn't to countermand our recruiting efforts at all. So when individuals are saying, well, see, I'm in the, because I used to do PSYOP and influence and all that, and making big, huge marketing campaigns to a foreign target audience is kind of my gig, right? Everyone's like, see, they're making us, this sucks and all that stuff. And they're not, trust me, they're not beating us in this freaking recruiting vid war is what I called it earlier. Russia has never been original in their own ideas when it comes to something like that anyways. They stole the idea.
Does Russia even have like an all-volunteer army?
I guess. I think. I don't know.
Like, look and see what it is now, because I know before it was like mandatory service
and
stuff. So, and I'm not an expert on the Russian army.
Right.
By any means.
Right. Exactly. So
I guess they're recruiting now.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's almost like if you ever looked at anything that Russia has, I always saw it as a bad copy of it. So if you looked at some of their fighter jets, you looked at some of their tanks, you look at some of the things that they had, I think they even stole the idea of the Kalashnikov, I think from a German assault, I don't want to say assault rifle, but an assault weapon or a machine gun for their assault troops or whatever you want to call it. It's really not an original idea. Except for vodka. Now we can handle that. I can probably say, I can probably.
Y'all do. Russians do vodka, right?
Yeah, they do. They do Stolichnya. They do that. Hey, thanks for compliment ice on vodka. Yeah, you're welcome. So again, they stole the hell out of this idea. They didn't steal it from anything. They stole it from a video game, which at the time, it showed. I think it showed that Ivan was upping their freaking imagery. They're upping their game. It's for them was an improvement, right? That right there on a, I guess you would say a propaganda analysis would be like, yep, they're improving in their recruiting campaigns, because that's what really went. Let's see what they are looking at when it comes to all that. The STG-44. Thank you, Pip. So that video that came out in 2014. All right. There was an article written by who was it that wrote the article? It's off the top. Paul Shinkman. Paul Shinkman wrote that article and about that video. back in 2014. And he did talk about how this new campaign, this is the first day of your new life, and it's almost like it's all like Army of One or Be All You Can Be and shit like that, right? And it looked like freaking ODST, it looked like Halo. It reminded me of Halo. As soon as I saw that, and you know, I talk once in a while with Recruiter Times, and I'm like, hey, look at this video. I'm like, oh wow, cool. You know, that's like fucking improved. I thought it was a video game. You know, I thought it was like ready for the next video game. And then I could understand a little bit of Russian, and I could hear what they're saying. I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like freaking. This ain't no damn video game. This came out, you know, at the time when it came out. The soldiers were the Russian soldiers had like 10,000 troops near their western border trying to kick up some drama in Ukraine, right?
Right. I remember that now.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about that stuff. So literally, I mean, and Paul, you know, again, Paul Shinkman, great write-up back in the day. It was on usnews.com. Great write-up on it. It was like, I remember this video. I remember seeing this. Where did it click? Right. So no big deal. I did some research and I was like, oh wow, see, that's what it's all about. And it does look like a Halo ODST video. That's a bad frick. If you ever watched the look up Halo 3 ODST live action movie extended version trailer of their video game, you want a movie to come out the way they did their marketing for ODST. You want a movie. You want to see a movie of this shit. You want to see no damn video game? Awesome. So it kind of got me to thinking. Well, somebody had said back in the day when it came to recruiting, marketing, influence operations and stuff like that. And of course, the way our military is how diverse it is. There's not one recruiting, not one. There is no one, actually, not even a specific recruiting video anymore. Working in the marketing business and working in the influence business and working with recruiters, the target audience isn't you. So when you're looking at this lens, it's not you, right? So.
Right.
You're freaking. I need some time in the bayou.
No, exactly that. And I think that, you know, older soldiers and everything look at recruiting videos like this is bullshit or whatever. They're not trying to recruit you, homie.
Right.
You've been in for 15 years.
Right,
They're
exactly.
trying to recruit your kids.
Right. They're trying to exactly that. And what made me mad was that, look, you could talk about all these videos and talk about how it's woke, and I'm getting tired of the fucking expression woke, because now it's just like, it's funny, people who say woke a lot are the ones
least woke.
No, are the ones that get pissed off when they get mad when you say, well, that's racist. See, everything's racist, everything's right. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to being woke. It's like overused. You know what I mean? It's kind of losing it's losing its edge there. The word woke, when I hear it, it's woke. Right. Exactly.
Okay,
Be all you can be. Exactly that.
Of woke,
yeah, exactly.
Showing that social norms change.
Right, exactly. So
I mean, just think, 100 years ago, nobody would have blinked twice for you marrying your first cousin that's 14. That's not okay. We are more woke than that. You know what I mean? Social norms change. Okay.
I love that. That's awesome. That, you know, I feel offended. Oh wait, hang on. I guess. Hang on. Oh, I gotta do that. You know what that means?
Colonel Angus. God, come on.
It's gonna. Oh man, hang on, I gotta do this. Oh man, hang on. But no, you're right. You literally sit there and get pissed off about something that of things that they're just not, you think are not normal, but it's not really targeted to you, that you don't even know what the hell you're talking about when you say this. It like you were saying.
I mean, just imagine, okay, so we both know some teenage people.
Right.
You know, I have one that lives here in my house, rent free.
Yeah. Right.
If she'd have saw be all you can be, you know, do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm gonna do my little skit right here. My dearest Jessica, apparently marrying my 14-year-old cousin is not cool. The Army has put out a message saying that we can't marry our cousins anymore.
It's wrong.
Inbreeding wrong. That's how you.
Apparently, we have to leave the farm.
We got
to find a black.
This sucks. Anyways, no, I hate the term because these are my whole thing is that if you're gonna make a video and shit talk about how our recruiting campaign is, then make a video and talk about how is it that our dollars are going to this, or how come we're not getting enough people, and then talk about the recruiting efforts of that. But don't fucking sit there and then shit talk or use a soldier's image for your shit and be a sitting member of Congress because, it's the cartoon shit.
Yes,
everyone's asking about the cartoon recruiting, and it's even says that it's because one of the vignettes is the calling, and it's called an LGBT rights parade and a lesbian wedding that has slammed his woke, and the story of a soldier who operates the nation missile system, and what it was is that this is a real soldier, okay. And look, everyone has a specific story within their lives of where they got to in the military today, right? So just like you did, Spanky, just like I did, just like anybody else, just like any other veteran, we have had a personal story that got us to the point of the military. Your upbringing is now being disrespected by a sitting member of Congress because he's just trying to do a freaking, exactly that one's talking about, term limits. I think, first off, she's a real corporal.
Yes.
She's a real soldier.
Serving.
She is
You are
serving.
not Mr. Cruz.
Yeah, she is serving in the U.S. military right now, and everyone's getting pissed off and disrespecting where her upbringing is of her family, of her mom, and her mom's.
Yes.
I'm just really fucking blown away at the way Congress and the way, I should say, Congress people are conducting themselves and talk about being for the troops.
Not you, because you have two moms.
Yeah.
And you've emasculated the entire military.
And because
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and because now you got ponytails.
Yeah. And if any of y'all serve with this corporal, just tell her from me, hey, good fucking job.
Right.
Just it, because I am sure she is going to get a shit ton of backlash that she does not deserve.
Right. Or her family, too.
And trust me, if that was my kid, I'd be the one knocking on fucking Cruz's door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this corporal is not the only one that was raised by same-sex parents in this formation. Right
well, it really...
She is not.
Yeah, and it really highlighted, too, that's freaking out everybody that's in the military and out of the military and Congress people as well. It's a lot of the prohibitions that have been lifted in our military of people to serve now, people are realizing that, holy shit, they've been here all along. Yeah.
Yes.
They've been here all along, Ted Cruz. Hey, we're retired. We can talk shit. We don't do. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off at the fact that he sat there and decided to highlight that video. He, again, could have talked about anything else. Could have talked about how Israel and Hamas. He could have talked about Ukraine. He could talk about everything else. But when he starts highlighting that shit on a very visible platform, on somebody's personal freaking life, imagine if somebody imagine yourself right now in the chats. You're in the audience right now, and Ted Cruz sees what happens and says, "Oh, this is WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments." And I see that one person in the chat, and I'm going to go in their background and say, that's the reason why the military acts like that. Man, you would be throwing some fucking hands.
Yes, I guarantee, even back during, the time that Ted Cruz could have served, I'm still trying to verify that he hasn't. I don't believe he ever served in the military, according to, what I can find. But I don't want to absolutely say that.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
But
Well, I'll tell you. When did I say?
Even at the time when he could have, when he was the target for recruiters.
Yeah, don't think
there would have been people serving to the left and to the right of him that were either gay, had same-sex parents.
Yep.
And you just didn't know, and it is okay for us to know now. If she wants to talk about her mamas, she can.
Right.
And there's nothing fucking wrong with that.
Right.
Oh, let me go kick his ass real quick. Let me find out his address.
Oh, easy now, because people are gonna be like, "Oh, WTF Nation Radio is threatening." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah.
No, it's not threatening. I promise you, I will kick your ass.
Well, I think at the time, let's see, that video or that campaign, that Russian video campaign, came out in 2014. Ted Cruz, do you know what happened on 2014? As a matter of fact, in the same freaking month, it was May that it came out. You know what happened the same month? Ted Cruz was a dual citizen up until a point. And that period of time, he officially gave up his Canadian citizenship in June, so about a month after. So now,
I need to look into that. Like, how did he get some Canadian citizenship? I know like his parents were from Cuba or something.
Well, no, he was born in Canada, but his mother, an American mother and a Cuban father. But because of his mother's nationality, Cruz became a U.S. citizen. Now, Ted, how would you like it if we talked about your mama, who was a fellow American, right? By the way, you'd be pretty pissed off, right? If we started, I'm just telling you right now. At that time, you were at a decision in your life where you could have freaking, you decided to become a full-blooded American citizen and not carry dual citizenship from you. That's what happened at the same time. So as of May 14th, as a matter of fact, the Ivan video came out May 6th, right after Cinco de Mayo. Sorry, I was gonna.
Seis de Mayo.
Seis de Mayo. So if there's any conflict of that specific time, if you want to go back to using an old video, fine, Ted. Let's go back and use your old self on what were you doing on that day. On May 6th, what were you doing? Oh, you gave up your citizenship to Canada.
I can tell you what he was doing in February.
What was he doing in February?
Oh, in February, Texas was like freezing, and he took off to Mexico.
That's right. We're talking about that. Yeah. That's right.
I mean, I wasn't mad at him. If I had the money to fly out of here during that time, I would have.
Right.
but don't lie and say you're just escorting your family down there.
I'm just, really. That's kind of like, I wasn't going to eat it when you get your hand in the cookie jar. You know what I mean?
Like your wife and kids don't know how to fly on a plane without you.
I'm sorry. Are you really saying that your wife and kids can't do things on their own without having you there?
Well, it might emasculate the airline industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to have a man to escort you.
Exactly that. Old Ted. Okay, so that was my that was my political drop when it came to that. I just think that look, any sitting member of Congress that sits there and says and talks about and hammers their fists on the table, and we got to do these things for the troops and the veterans and all this and then decides to use a corporal who is currently serving in the U.S. in the military, named her. I mean, it's not like he didn't edit the video or something like that people were passing around. Wasn't he?
I mean, yes, her name and everything's on there, just like the other soldiers that they highlighted. These are all real service members.
Right.
That they were talking about. And I get it. Like I said, they're not trying to recruit me. They did that 20-some years ago. So I applaud the Army and the recruiting command for trying to do what is going to get Gen Z to come in.
Right.
Let them know that, hey, I mean, we are a very diverse military. We always have been, but, we always have been just as diverse as we are today. It's just that we weren't allowed to tell anybody how
they weren't exactly, we were. And that's exactly, we weren't allowed to tell anybody hide, and it takes a little bit of, I just kind of think we're all kind of, I mean, I would say for us being public people, we're pretty private. There's not too many people that really know us unless we're in our own circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for a soldier, so for a soldier to sit down and decide to tell their story, a pretty personal story, as well, that's a big deal. That is, every single soldier that has a personal story on why they why they joined the military, whether they've been commissioned or enlisted, and they decide to say, hey, I'm going to tell my story of what got me to here, what got me to be where I'm at in the Army, and decide to go back in there, and then possibly back to, it'll come back that somebody uses it for a video to say, see, this is why what's going on? why is she talking? That's pretty much their mentality.
I mean, it definitely is, and again, like I said, she's in the some recruiting commercial or some reason got her to join,
yep,
as well as the other soldiers that are highlighted, and somehow or another she managed to grow up to be a functioning member of society with 2 moms. Hey, like, we're not gonna say for a lot of people,
right?
We're not gonna say for a lot of people, and I am sure that this corporal did not think that it was going to get a senator's attention, you know, oh gosh, someone better than Beto needs to run against him next time.
Makes me want to. We should run for office, Spanky. We should run for. We should run on the ticket.
I mean, I have all sorts of skeletons, but they're not in the closet. They are out in the open.
It's a matter.
I hide nothing.
Spanky and Ice had this, and we'd be like, and
like,
what's next? Who else? As a matter of fact,
I inhaled when I was 17. Even I'm not gonna say I didn't inhale. I inhaled.
People who had skeletons with me can join the party. Can be part of our staff.
I sit them on the front porch.
Exactly. Oh, do you have skeletons? You know, Ice and Spanky, 2024. Do you have skeletons? Be part of the staff. You know what I mean?
Who we're nominating for Secretary of Defense?
Corey Reedon. We have Corey up there. He's gonna be SecDef, or be the PA, or be the spokesman, the White House spokesman.
Oh, definitely, he's gonna be the press.
He's a press secretary. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, have the Spanky Native press. I'll be your VP. I don't care if you want to run it. We want to go back and forth on this stuff, and you want to because I don't want.
You can just call us both presidents. We can just like flip a coin. Who's going to do it?
Co-president.
Sometimes we need a break.
Co-president. Change the Constitution so we're both co-president. Ding ding ding.
Yeah, we're co-president.
Yeah, and
I mean, social norms change.
People would shit their pants. There's a woman named Spanky running for office and a guy named Ice running for office, and they want to be president together. They want to be the presidentials. Is that what they don't want to be like? Who's the boss?
Well, you know, it's just like maybe I just want to go like hang out in the Senate today. You go deal with Russia, all right? Because you know you speak all the languages.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh man, it'd be funny as hell. I'd be hanging out in the freaking
but you
meeting.
Probably shouldn't let them know.
Yeah.
Like at the nail shop if they don't make us speak Vietnamese.
No, no shit. No, that's what I'm saying. It'll be funny as hell because what I'll do is I'll just sit there and act like I don't understand. I don't understand them. I'll just sit there and you know, Putin will be sitting there talking shit, going, and then I'll be sitting there going, I understand what you're saying, motherfucker. I know what you're saying, Ivan.
Definitely be the White House of Excellence. You know, I got another vote.
The White House. There we go, Didi. Yeah, exactly. We have to rename the White House the center of. Yeah, exactly. Scott said that I would lose half the population if I wouldn't ran under ice. Ooh, dig. No, because then we'll see. That's a good point. I would speak Spanish at that point. Everyone would know. Everyone would know. You know, they would know. Oh shit, that's the same dude that you know. And then I would speak Spanish to them. I would grab that audience, and I would be like, that would be, you know, we run for office. We should. I mean, but the thing is, we shouldn't run at all to win. We should just run just to piss off Ted Cruz. And Ted Cruz would get so pissed off because, you know, whatever. Can you run a Department of Awesomeness? The new Department of, you know, that's the thing too. What would we get rid of? I mean, but what would we add? What would be the?
I'm getting rid of ATF.
Ooh.
They're all fired.
Oh, there you go. ATF, the new. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. That, as a matter of fact, free Newports for everybody. A carton
Menthols are
back. Exactly. Ice and Spanky 2024 menthols are back, bitch.
Sponsored by Newport.
Support Cool's 100 or some freaking Camel Crushes or Newports. We got you, son. Sponsored by Marlboro 27s.
Hey, there's money in big tobacco. I think we can. I even said tobacco like I'm.
Yeah.
There's money in big tobacco. They can fund our campaign.
Right, exactly that.
Spanky at WTFNationRadio.com.
Yeah,
send me an email.
Exactly. Hey, Philip Morris, we'll sell out the smokes. As long as
smoke on the campaign. I'll do it. I will do it.
I'll smoke on the White House lawn. Is that a puff of smoke?
Take a drag and kiss a baby.
Exactly. Or give a drag to the baby too if they want it.
Why not? Do that.
Exactly.
It used to not kill you.
Exactly. Sponsored by 3 Cletus. Exactly. Beat me to the punch, Recruiter Times. Oh man. William Wallace's Three Cletuses presents the presidential campaign of Ice and Spanky 2024. The presidential. There's not gonna be no Vice. There's not gonna be no It's just gonna be both of them. They're gonna take time. They're gonna sponsored by Three Cletus. Oh man.
How did we get on this?
We just went on a total freaking tangent, man, because we were shit talking Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Still, screw that guy.
Yeah.
I'm
So
trying to clean up my language just in case I'm president one day.
I know. See, we have to clean our we got to clean our podcast and shit. Like a testimony before Congress or something like that, or we're the Republican primary, and they're gonna be like, "Ice, did you sing a song called Real Vets of Genius, shit talking people, veterans?" I'm like, yes, I did.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we were shit talking Toyota Tacoma owners. Oh man. So serious. We can go back to a serious. We're back on the serious track. Okay, so right now, just a couple weeks ago, there's some groups out there that are trying to you guys know about we had IAVI on before too about changing up the bad conduct the bad paper discharges, because currently right now what's happening is that despite a Defense Department directive and an act of Congress just ordering and discharge review boards to give liberal considerations to upgrades for diagnosis of PTSD, it's still kind of like a push to get through it. So there was an article on the military.com discussing about it, and here's the thing: a lot of it is it's kind of hard for someone to sit there and say and talk about the stigma, and then saying you need to report, you need to go seek help, and then all of a sudden you have events that happen up into that event that messed up. So there was a sailor that got busted, he got busted for doing spice. And at the same time, he was undergoing treatment for PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And of course, he even says that his choices and his actions are not related to any injuries. So that brought up a question: is that individuals who had bad conduct or had bad paper discharges, should they get, or what's the issue with, especially when it came to connected with TBI and PTSD? Some people feel that they should or should not get it. What do you think? I mean, I think they should get it. That's just me. I think they should get upgraded.
We both, and I'm going to tell you how this works. We both have had this. We've had this discussion that having PTSD and everything is not an excuse to go all vet bro like on an employee at a national park,
right,
or beat your wife,
right,
or anything like that.
Right.
All right. Now, saying that, these are people that when they use that excuse have already been diagnosed,
correct,
with PTSD or a TBI.
Right.
And if someone that has suffered from these, you know how to either A, control yourself, 2, get help. There's lots of things out there to, lots of programs, whether it's the VA, etc. Like I said, the people that we have gone off on this, that use that PTSD defense, have been diagnosed and know it. What we are talking about in this situation are soldiers that got kicked out of the military for misconduct that had undiagnosed PTSD or TBIs or something like that, and then get diagnosed later. I see that as, yes, I think their discharges should be upgraded at least to a general where they can get help from the VA. Because depression, PTSD, and stuff will cause you to drink when you wouldn't normally do, and then drinking will cause you to, drink heavily. Let me say that, not like have a beer afterward, but drink heavily, and that will cause you to make piss poor decisions, like get in the car or tell off your roommate or think your roommate's trying to attack you. Or just using these as examples.
Right. No,
especially these are kids that are undiagnosed, or they drink too much and oversleep, miss a bunch of formations, and then get kicked out for that. So yeah, I think that, like I said, I don't at least let it go through to upgrade it to general, where they can get help from the VA. and figure out, okay, this really did all stem from you not knowing what the fuck was wrong and trying to self-medicate. And then maybe, like I said, that's my opinion of it.
Yeah, that bad conduct, the bad paper discharges, that also had other effects for people under Don't Ask, Don't Tell as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were discharged from that, and there's almost like 100,000, 110,000 veterans right now that were kicked out for Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Then now, obviously, that's been repealed, and but now it's or sexual orientation doesn't matter. So if they got put out on that policy, that should be the same thing too. You know what I mean? They should get their bad conduct or their other than honorable. So it just kind of messed up, because somebody in the comments is saying that it is some of it's like a crutch for some.
No, I get that, and then it's actually a good point that was just brought up in the comments too. It's kind of a slippery slope, though. This is a quote: "I committed a sharp offense because I deployed." Real talk. Had a soldier try that.
Right.
So, I guess what I'm getting at is, if, like I say, in that specific scenario, if that soldier was shit-faced drunk themselves that committed the offense, because that is the one problem I have with the SHARP program. Like, alcohol means zero consent.
Right.
But like, what if the guy that committed it was completely shit-faced too?
Right.
So I'm not, like I said, not excusing anybody's behavior for anything, but I have been blackout drunk. I have, like, blackout drunk and woke up the next day, no clue where I was, anything. And I know why, and it has to do with my behavioral health issues.
Right.
So I can see both sides, and
right.
That's why I guess, like, even with the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you can't just blanket say, okay, everybody's discharges.
You're right, because there are also some circumstances of each of the cases that happened on what they did as well. Some of it's just really hard, because you don't want to sit there and say that some of it is, because then, like you're right. Me and you had a discussion before when that one. What was it, a couple years ago, a veteran raised his weapon to a cop, and the fucking cop killed him, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I thought you hate vets." That was when we had callers coming in saying that I hated vets because I said the cop had to defend himself, and so light him up.
Like, I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
you
at that point,
Army to Army. If you raise a weapon at me, I'm raising one back.
Yeah, you drop it. You lose your fucking status. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. Tina brought. This dude was abusing a position of trust in hunting. Yeah, fuck that. You're right, Tina.
Yeah, and that's different. The way I see this with these soldiers, or prior soldiers that need their discharges upgraded to get help, because I've seen so many young soldiers. I'm talking junior soldiers. We're early 20s and everything still, that get put out on misconduct. And it not usually, I have seen it where later they figure out, okay, it was because of a TBI or a PTSD or anything, but they didn't know that then.
Right.
It isn't even like completely and totally acceptable for everybody in the military to go get help, depending on your command climate. And these kids, especially when we're talking over the last 20 years, it's only becoming more and more acceptable for just anybody to go say, hey, I need help. It wasn't always like that. And it wasn't, especially like, in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So
no, it's a slippery slope to discuss how some of these discharges would be upgraded without something it's that circle of life shit that I keep talking about. One specific event has to happen to another event, to another event, to another event, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, PTSD. You know what I mean? When there was no indication of it, now are using that as an excuse when you have no clinical diagnosis. So it's going to be a hard fight. Sometimes, like you were saying before, you raise a weapon at me, I'm going to raise a weapon at you. Guy, when I got people yelling at me because they said I hated vets because I told that the cop was well within his rights to defend himself, and he should have emptied 2 magazines in the kid. Everyone freaked out when I said that. So,
but it's fact.
But it's fact. Exactly. It's fact. Exactly. Don't fucking. You lose your vet status at that point when you become harm when you become, a danger to freaking the public. So it was just a little note. It was, like I said, military.com just decided to talk about that. Not having any specific details on how it's going to work or whatever, but the bad paper discharges has been one of the hotly debated thing. Now it's mostly for benefits. Now we're talking about medical benefits. We're not talking about getting some of the other stuff that they normally would not probably get. There is some discussion about some GI Bill benefits as well, but as long as medical and getting their mental health stuff squared away, that I'm all for that upgrade.
Oh, I'm absolutely all for anybody, even with just a bad context discharge, being able to get behavioral health services from the VA.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what you got kicked out for. The worst of the worst reasons you could think of, they should be able to. Us as a country should take care of them, at least mentally. Maybe not every benefit that every other honorable veteran gets, but yeah, I do think they should all be qualified for behavioral health.
Yeah, good point. Answer response to somebody asking me about some stuff real quick. I decided to shift topics right quick. Somebody asked me about what did AER do for COVID, and I told them I would answer on the show because that was a good question. I just ironically that I got a letter in the mail. AER still bugs you even when you're retired.
Yes, they do. I do know this.
They're like, oh hey, oh you missed formation, so we're deciding we're gonna go ahead and send you a letter with all about the AER benefits. No, all kidding aside though. There was a 2020 COVID-19 status report from AER, and a lot of it was some of the requests for pandemic relief were spouse loss of income, DoD travel ban, child care costs, and a lot of. Did you know that AER provided COVID-19 assistance to over 200 retired soldiers and expanded eligibility to USAR and AR, Army Reserve and Army National Guard soldiers seeking COVID relief? So there was 1,000+ soldiers that received COVID-19 support from AER, over $2 million, and over $1 million for soldiers who came to help, and then even more for soldiers and families partnered with the PenFed Foundation and National Military Families Association to provide an additional $1 million of financial relief. So last year in their roll-up, they had 800 plus requests for emergency travel, 700 requests for basic living expenses as utilities and food, and then 200 requests for remote education assistance, and provided thousands of zero-interest loans and pandemic relief. I knew they were going to do something like that, but I didn't know they were doing it like that quick. That they were involved. That's pretty freaking awesome. That people don't even realize. I didn't realize it until I got the roll up and they sent me, hey, you gonna. I don't want to say they guilted me into this, but I ended up paying again. I ended up donating again, but they're like, AIs, did you see this? Did you see this, man? We still do this shit. And somebody just coincidentally asked me about the COVID relief, and it's by the end of the year, more than 500 of the loans were converted into grants. So think about that. You're getting a loan, and you got to pay back a loan, and all of a sudden, AER just tells you, nah, you don't got to pay back. So 20,000 soldiers and families with over $50 million of assistance. AER.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. You're gonna donate. You can donate online too. ArmyEmergencyRelief.org. There you go. There's my formation plug. We doing sergeanting stuff again? Is this some sergeanting shit?
If everybody that's listening donates even just $1,
right,
we will have no PT tomorrow.
Right. That's a good idea. You all get tomorrow off. If everyone goes to ArmyEmergencyRelief.org and donates at least $1, drop the chips and drop at least $5. Could you imagine right now? All the listeners right now that are listening right now, all the followers, we reached 6.1 million. Could you imagine? I think we'd be able to.
Everybody just drop $1.
Everyone just drop $1.
AER is great. I was a command financial specialist for a couple years ahead, so everybody in my battalion, I processed, their requests for help with AER, and they help. They do. They really, really do. I have used AER twice during my Army career, and yes, I had to pay it back, both times, but I made enough money, my debt to income and everything, which they look at all of that when they decide if you're going to have to pay it back or a grant. And yes, I could definitely afford to pay it back, but I couldn't afford that expense that was thrown in my face right there. Like a water pipe busted and had a $1,000 water bill 1 month. So yes, they help. And I'm glad that, they've been helping throughout the COVIDs too. I'm sorry, the panorama.
The
Can't say that word. They like to cut
yeah,
us
they like
off.
to cut us off. The vid. Ice. And did you set up that civilian allotment for 50 cents a month? No. Normally, what I do is
That's not the,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
but that 50 cents he's talking about, that's the soldiers' home that comes in.
Yeah.
You know, everybody pays
Yep.
on their LES.
Yep. I donate. I donate to other veterans service organizations, and also donate. I donate once a month. So when the AAR campaign kicks off, then I'll drop $100 to them, and then the other one is No Shave November with St. Jude, Children's Research Hospital for cancer. But yeah, those are usually my nonprofits that I like to donate. Kind of like a feel good thing. I don't feel guilty that about I can't really you can't just like stand in formation anymore and tell everybody, well, wait, we just did, didn't we?
Right. No, and we did.
We
did.
just
But no, I do the same thing. In my budget, it's $50 a month for charity, and it doesn't go just to AAR or anybody. Sometimes it's a GoFundMe, sometimes it's here. It's just the beginning of every month. It's like that's what I do. Like somebody gets that $50 out of my budget. It's gone to. It's never even gone to the same one twice.
Yeah.
I've given it to War Horses Veterans. I have given it to WTF Nation Radio way back when, and before Abe worked here.
That's right. That's right.
I have given it to the calls for assistance, that are on the main page. When they put out one, just depends on what's going on around the beginning of the month where my $50 goes to.
Yeah, that's right. That's that's freaking. What's that? That's the Soldiers Home. That's where the Article 15 money goes. If I know, yep, that's correct. Yeah. That's where your money goes to when you get busted. I think that's why you hear about officers getting busted and stuff like that for their messing up. When they mess up and shit like that. That's where I think they should get paid a little bit more. I don't know. Sometimes people say, "Well, you have 2 months worth of pay and blah 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 blah." I want to see the O's get it too. 2 months of pay, just like a Joe does. Like get some serious article fatigue, like Destiny Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, the 101st Airborne Division Destiny Justice on the center stage. But anyways, so don't forget tomorrow to tune in. We're gonna try to catch the presentation of the Medal of Honor tomorrow. That's supposedly supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
And so it's going to be for retired Army Colonel Ralph Puckett. And he is going to be presented for his actions in Korea. So pay attention to WTF Nation Radio's imagery and platforms and tweets and stuff like that. You'll be able to see that get streamed. But yeah, anyway, so I guess you got to break out the pledge, Spanks.
I know.
It's time to
lemon pledge.
It's a lemon pledge. Bring out your pledge.
I didn't set it up with anyone today. I did on Monday.
Nah, it's okay.
I don't know.
You're good to go. Real quick, the video that you saw at the beginning of the show is for Last Out, Elegy of a Green Beret. That right there is a movie that's going to be presented tomorrow at the Cameo Theater in Fayetteville, North Carolina, near back at Bragg. It's near Bragg. It's going to be, I got to say that. So if you were in the area, just make sure there's going to be some coverage from the news, and you'll probably see something being posted on WTF Nation Radio for sure for tomorrow's viewing for Gold Star family members and members of the Special Operations community. So stay tuned for that. So that movie is going to be a limited release showing on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio starting next week on Wednesday. And it's going to be posted on a normal broadcast time that you would see on any other radio show at 2000 Eastern Standard Time. And it will be up until the 29th before other platforms will be showing it as well. So really cool. There's going to be some celebration of life concerts that are going to be put on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. It's going to be a pretty big event. This thing has kind of expanded a little bit on the way we do the Memorial Day thing. Now it's become a week.
Right. I think we have 3 bands lined up.
We got 3 bands. We do.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly that. So, and then of course we still have our standard lineup of shows. We still have our host with some rockin' shows still at their time. So today is Sergeant's Time. Obviously, It's Friday Eve, so tomorrow is going to be Friday Night Freedom with Kaz and the Pooks, and of course they're going to be talking about all Friday Freedom stuff. And it's good to have Kaz back in the seat doing the stuff with him.
We missed him.
Yeah, we did big time.
Big hugs, Kaz.
Big, exactly that. And then Efren Ramirez is going to be, Efren Ramirez on the 25th of May, next Tuesday. Pop Culture Warrior is it next Tuesday? Yeah, it is going to be next Tuesday.
The 25th,
yeah, that's
like
next
5
Tuesday.
days.
Yeah, 5 days. So Efren Ramirez, who has been working as a professional actor for many years, and initially his career kind of consisted as a guest star appearance on television and appeared in diverse roles such as ER, American Dad, Judging Amy, The District, Mad TV, and Scrubs. However, his most memorable portrayal of Pedro. Pedro is coming. Vote for Pedro. Napoleon Dynamite. That movie, he's been on there. So that of course dramatically launched what became a huge career of his. And he currently resides in LA and New York. And when he's in filming, he's spinning records as a guest DJ in clubs all across the country. And he just published his first book, Direct Your Own Life, and just recently returned from a USO tour visiting soldiers in the Middle East and in Africa. So this is gonna be this next couple weeks. It's just baller. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. We have a lot of guests lined up for June, and it'll probably be by this weekend. I'll get that all put out. But yes, we do. There's a whole lineup for June too.
Yeah, there's a lineup for June. There's a lineup for July. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Amy's working me to death.
I know. I'm about to say, she's like,
her and CQ too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm gonna go. See you.
Leave me alone.
Maybe we should have Pedro, be our campaign manager or for our run. Vote for Pedro, Ice, and Spanky. Is that we can do that?
Hell yeah. Pedro can be our Secretary of State.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Pedro could be Secretary of State. Corey could be the press secretary. We need a Department of Defense.
We're filling up this.
We're filling this cabinet. We're gonna have the cabinet.
Like when we go out to campaign, the whole cabinet's gonna be laid out. This is who all you're voting for.
Exactly. Some of the other admin staff, personal physicians, and psychiatrists, and personal mixers, personal drink mixers.
Yes, mixologists, welcome.
Mixologists, welcome. Yes, whoever's gonna drive the Tecate truck and pour me the Bustelo, have the Bustelo prepared in the morning. That you just
and I like Diet Coke in the morning and Jameson in the evening.
We're gonna be we're gonna be political divas. You better vote for us now. Anyways, I thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And if you didn't catch the show, don't worry. This is broadcasted in 14 other platforms. You can look us up on Google Play or Apple Podcasts, and it'll be up on here. Again, Facebook has been telling me that my voice does not belong to me, so I got. I've been muted a lot. Apparently, we're I guess we're AI. We're like the Borg or something like that, man.
Stop telling our secrets.
I know. Stop telling our secrets. Hey, did that guy come back from being muted? Did he come back? I don't know, but he probably got mad. So thank you for being part of the testing process there. But again, thank you guys and gals so much. Don't forget, again, you're looking for some media for Last Out. You can look for some media for the awarding of the Medal of Honor, and of course, we're always thinking about Owen Cash and his family too. So with that, y'all have a good night and shouts.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
the ultimate conquest of the last frontier. Now here we are enlisted for the glory of our nation. To say that we're the best would be an under-exaggeration. Prepared for combat with an alien race to kick their asses right in the face. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. They say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. Though critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space Force.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.